Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming to the show. It's all about me, but it's not just about me. I think there are several things about my life story that just about anybody can relate to. There are some songs and some monologues, and all of them written by me. The songs may not reflect anything about my life or just about anything, but the monologues are about my life or my reflections on it. The main thing that I've gotten from my life on looking back at it is that I've been blessed. I've been blessed to see that things in my family that either they didn't see or that they just weren't aware of. I grabbed onto the things that I could hold on to, the things I was passionate about music in my life, about performing. And I've just been very blessed about all of that. Good. Thank you very much. And welcome to the show. Let's get on with it then. In our living room, there was a couch that formed the hypotenuse of a triangle between the wall from the entryway closet and one of the dining room walls. Behind the couch, there was a bookcase. In the bookcase, there were some books, oddly enough, and sometimes I would move the couch, not because I was really strong, but because it was on wheels. So I'd go behind the couch, sit there, pull out one of the letters from the encyclopedia set, and just start reading. And sometimes I would read the books there, and I knew from early on that I was a curious child in both senses of the word. I knew that I wanted to learn about the world around me, but I also figured out much later why I was behind the couch. That I was looking to hide from my family. I never knew what was going to be happening next. It was really important for me to just find a place where I could just be safe in my house with the books. And there was a lot of things that were going on that were odd to a child. Lots of drinking and smoking and lots of verbal abuse between family members and physical abuse between siblings. So I wanted to hide, and it was very helpful to me that the books were back there. So it's August 18th, 1970, my 8th birthday. And my parents give me a present. It's a present, cool. They didn't give me too many things because I'm the fourth of 5 boys and they didn't have much money to throw around. So my dad hands me the box and I open it up. And in it is something that's very odd. It's kind of rounded. It's got some bumps on it. It's something I recognize from the war movies I've seen. It's a hand grenade. What the hell is this? So my dad pulls the hand grenade out of the box, and I've been sad and lonely and feeling neglected for several years, and this just adds a lot more confusion to the mix. So my dad takes the hand grenade out of the box, makes sure that it's the long, thin metal piece is resting in the palm of my hand. He grabs my hand and the grenade, and he pulls the pin out. And he says, "This is a gift we gave you. You have to keep holding on to it or else it's going to explode. And happy birthday." And they walk away. So what the hell am I supposed to do with this? I guess I really wanted to hold on to it because it's a gift my parents gave to me. And, they didn't give me too many gifts. They didn't have any money to throw around. So what am I supposed to do with this? I guess I'll keep it. Boom. I have a memory and I have no idea if it's accurate or not. I'm sitting in the middle bedroom of a house that I grew up in, and there were 3 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs, and these these bedrooms were dormers, which meant they stick out from the side of the house. I hated the design of that house. The house is still there, and I hope the residents are happy, but I need to focus. So I'm sitting in the middle bedroom of the house, and I'm trying to practice my trumpet for elementary school band. And my parents are downstairs watching TV, and my brothers, who are upstairs like me, but they're in the front bedroom doing what I later found out were nefarious things. So anyway, my parents are downstairs watching TV, and they're engaged in a long distance yelling battle between them and my brothers who are upstairs. So I'm saying to myself, why are you people yelling at each other? Can you stop that? This is making me very nervous. So it goes back and forth and forth and back. And so I'm trying to practice, and it's not happening because I keep hearing this. So this is the way I learn how to communicate, not by talking, but by yelling. Sometimes this yelling helps, not very frequently, but it doesn't help. That's the way I learned how to speak. So at work, for example, it's not very helpful because I learned to if I draw. Oh, let's see. Yeah, this is a very difficult subject for me to talk about, apparently, because I can't really speak. I just yell. It's a difficult way to work because if I get just the tiniest bit too loud, they can hear me on the other end of the sales floor because we have an open floor plan at our job. And if I speak up really loudly, then they can hear me at the other end of the building. So that way I draw everybody else into whatever drama is unfolding at my desk. So this is what I've learned to do. And now, what to do about this? I just have to learn how to use my indoor voice because it doesn't really help. But people who hear me when I go to their shows, fellow performers, are very happy because I laugh just as loudly as I speak. And people can find me very easily with my big mouth. So now what I have to do is just learn how to speak normally without getting all loud and crazy the way that I was taught when I was a kid. And that's my memory. So it started when I was about 8. It was decided that my mother would be going back to work and that I was big and mature enough that I could handle walking home from school a few blocks away. And more importantly, it was decided that I could handle being on my own in between the time that school ended at about 3 to the return of other folks after 5. I was not ready for that. So every noise, every creak in the house was cause for alarm. It was just scary because I didn't know when anybody else was going to be returning back home. So and I've been always a creative sort, as you can tell. And I just made up stories about what was happening with my parents, with my brothers, with the house. So it just, the only thing that really came to me to relax was watch TV, and game shows and cartoons were favorites. And so what came to me during this time was that that no one is going to be there when I needed them because they just weren't there. And I I just I didn't know what to do because there was no guidance from folks because there were no folks around to guide. And this kind of fear is hardwired into my brain so that I get the sense that no one is going to be there to give me what I need, so I have to get it myself. What is the word that I'm looking for? The I'm out of words apparently. So, and I want to tell you that I'm trying to get through this hardwired anxiety, and it just isn't going away. But there are, I'm guessing that there are some kind of ways to get through it. So, what I'm learning from all of this and talking about this to you is, well, now I get it. Now something's coming to me that there's got to be some kind of resources for kids who are left at home after school and before the return of elders. Because I know I'm not alone in this. I see it on my Facebook feed from millennials and Gen X kids. And there's got to be some kind of after school programs that give kids something to do instead of just sitting at home and spinning their wheels in their own heads about what's going on with the house and what's going on with their parents. And in my case, what's going on with the brothers. So I like to think globally. So there's got to be some resources for kids like this, especially for elementary school kids, because I know the parents have limited resources. They've got to work to put food on the table, and after school programs for elementary school kids are way out of the budget. So that there's got to be something for these kids. So that's what I'm going to be working on to allay my fears about this thing. Just work on it with other people. And that's what I'm going to do. There were times I was furious with my family about smoking. Most of these times happened when I was trying to fall asleep. So I tried to breathe and relax, and all I could smell was cigarette smoke. And I think in my childhood logic that I was thinking that maybe if I breathed less, then I'd have less of that crap in my lungs. So it just, but that didn't work, obviously. So also what happened is that later on, there were times when I would just sit in the living room with my parents and my brothers, and I would just get so filled up with the smoke that I was just furious. And they would and nobody talked to me about it. Nobody asked my opinion about it. They just smoked. So it was not just my parents and my brothers, but all of their friends. So I'd occasionally go out onto the porch to just get some fresh air. And I don't remember one time where anybody came out to ask what I was doing or how I felt about it or anything. So I think the walls in our house were originally white, but the smoke from all those cigarettes turned them tobacco stained yellow. You can probably get that color in a paint store, but I don't know why. So sometimes when I'm driving around, I see parents smoking in the vicinity of their kids. And I just think to myself, I just want to go out and just point at the kids and say, do you see what you're doing to your kids right now? Do you see that you're poisoning their air? Do you see that you're giving them an example to kill themselves and to watch you do that yourself? But that really would do nothing. And that would be just jumping in where I have absolutely no business to. So, what is there to do? Just sulk and cry in the corner behind the couch. What do? I just start smoking now myself? What else could I do? I don't know. But I guess I'm still working that one out.